Welcome to another tutorial. I'm your host Fraser and this is a Create Vision video. In this video I just want to talk about like inbuilt functions in inbuilt programs. This time I'm using the namespace um, uh, std. So basically what this means is that in my program there's going to be classes that are built in C++ by professionals that can be used. So namespace can be used, and and if you were to exclude a namespace, for instance, you were to exclude this statement and exclude this part right here, std. For instance, let me just build and run it. You would run into an error because you said you didn't include this namespace, for instance, in your program right at the beginning. For instance, if I were to run my program now, build and run, it would run because I said include namespace and std. It is a standard library that is built by professionals, and so in so doing, it will allow you to use the programs which have been, which classes or methods which have been built by professionals. And if you were not to include this statement namespace, right, you would have to, every time you use a class from a standard library from C++, every time you would have to include this statement every time. So like if you were to say, for instance, cout blah 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 blah, etc., etc., you would have to include a std all the time. So can you imagine how frustrating it is? Every time you write a cout statement, you have to include a std, standard library. So in order to avoid that, we declare the classes, the inbuilt classes in our program right at the beginning of the program, right? I hope you guys get that. So using namespace, for instance, check how it runs now without using namespaces, okay? And check how it won't run if I exclude it, okay? Just check. You see it creates an error right here, if you can see. I don't know if you guys can see. So you have to include namespace. You have to include using namespace. This just declares that within my program, I'm gonna be using standard libraries that have been built by professionals, and those classes have methods which allow me to use the standard library. So namespace and std is very important. Please just include this statement all the time when you're writing a program. Let's build and run for the last time our Hello World program so you can see what I'm talking about. So I hope you get that. It was just a basic program displaying to you that you need to include the standard libraries that have been built by professionals. Not me, I'm not a professional, I'm a student, I'm a lecturer. I am working my way towards being a professional. So using namespace standard is compulsory if you're going to be using methods from the standard library. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.